This video is brought to you by Beetlejuice, because Jaclyn Hill's career is dead.
Today's video, as you can see by the title, is going to be very different.
No, it won't. Hey, what is up, everybody? Yes, I returned to your phone, your computer, your TV, your tablet, your laptop. I don't know what you're watching me on right now, but welcome back. It's me, it's Malcolm, that's Moon, and today, I've been gone for a couple months now. Just want to make things clear. I had two jobs this summer. I was a camp counselor, and then I had my other job. So I really didn't have much time to really be recording and doing all that stuff for YouTube. But now that summer's over and it's Labor Day weekend and we're about to get back to normal, I figured since my camp job is over, I could come back here and hopefully be consistent with my content. So for those that stuck around, thank you. For those that are new, welcome. Now today we are, of course, talking about Jaclyn Hill, and I think I made a video about 4 months ago about Jaclyn Hill, and I either titled it The Mean Girl World of Jaclyn Hill or The Unrelatable World of Jaclyn Hill. I'm gonna post both those videos in the description below, so you can catch up on what I covered back then. Since that video, two business owners, both Marlena, Stell, and Gerard, have come out and actually talked about their experience with Jaclyn Hill. And it's not just them that have been done dirty by Jaclyn Hill. There have been many more business owners, surprisingly they're all women, we'll get to that have come out and said that Jaclyn Hill has just not been the best person to work with. The main reason why we're here today is because of this Reddit post that Jaclyn Hill either, like, she made an account or something and she posted this long post under the Jaclyn Hill snark, which, can we talk about how weird that is? First of all, like, you're gonna make an account to go to a Reddit page of people that criticize and somewhat don't like you to address things instead of making a YouTube video when YouTube is supposedly your passion or something. And besides the Reddit post, I kind of want to bring up Kalyn Nicholson once again, because for some odd reason, Jaclyn Hill just seems afraid to mention her name ever, but she will not hesitate to call her a small Canadian YouTuber. Anyway, so I just want to talk about this Reddit post. Both Marlena and Jen have both responded to it with their own comments, and I just want to talk about my personal thoughts, my personal opinions, because my opinions and thoughts are my own. So just want to put this out there. Please don't send any hate to Jaclyn Hill or anybody I mentioned in videos. That's not what this is here for. This is more for conversation. This is more for talking, things of that nature. So let's just get that out the way, and without further ado, let's talk about this Reddit post. So you will not be seeing my face for a while, and it's not because I don't like seeing you, because you look great. It's because I have a lot of reading to do, and just so you don't get bored, I will include some gameplay footage from my personal Twitch. So if you are interested in following my Twitch, I will link it in the description below if you're interested in that. But I did want to read the news article about Marlena's accusations towards Jaclyn, and then I also want to read Gerard's post on the actual Jaclyn Hill snark Reddit thread. I don't know what it's called. I think it's community. So I wanted to read those two things, and then my face will go away for a while. So I looked up what Marlena Stell was talking about with Jaclyn Hill. And as you can see here, it says that she claimed that Jaclyn screwed her over in a collaboration a few years ago, putting her putting her Makeup Geek brand in like a hole, like a financial hole. And this is like a multi-million-dollar company. So this is a really big deal. Marlena also said that she introduced Jaclyn to pretty much the beauty world and gave Jaclyn all these connections. And once Jaclyn got the connections that she wanted, she pretty much left Marlena out to dry, basically kind of giving her a giant middle finger, if you want to say it politely. What makes this really important is that if you remember Lipstick Gate or whatever you want to call it, where the fuzzies were in Jaclyn Hill's lipsticks. Marlena Stell says that she actually knows which lab that Jaclyn Hill used for that, and pretty much like a really big deal, because I remember the lipstick thing being so bad that I've never seen something that bad. So yeah, that's what Marlena Stell was talking about. And going to Gerard, I do know that her, the viewer's voice, Dustin Daly, they just had a house fire last year. So I just wanted to say, first of all, I wish them all well. And I have no jokes there about that. I just think that sucks. I think Dustin and Nick both lost their two cats in that fire. And someone that has cats myself, I just couldn't imagine that. So my thoughts are still with them. I know it's been a year, but just wanted to be serious for a moment. All right, so this is the part that I was talking about where I'm going to be doing a lot of ratings. So you should be seeing me playing some GTA, but ignore that for now, because you're going to see I'm posting on the screen now Gerard's Reddit thread, and it reads as follows. As many of you know, I've never spoken of my experience with Jaclyn after working with her in 2014-2015. After watching her recent Closing My Brands video and seeing how she handled other women's businesses, I cannot stay silent any longer. This person has gone out of her way to destroy not only myself, but many other women who have had the misfortune of crossing paths with her. I do intend to come out next week with the entire story in detail, but since some people here have asked, I want to start by making one thing clear. Jaclyn separated herself from myself and my brand because of the money and for no other reason. For context, on May 16, 2015, I had a creator staying with me who had often stayed at my home when they were first starting out and needed a place to stay while in LA. I helped many small creators over the years behind the scenes and have never spoken of it publicly, as my reasons for doing so were not to earn brownie points. I was in the privacy of my home and hang out with them when I came across a video of someone talking about Gerard Cosmetics, with them giving a thumbs down in the thumbnail. In this video, a girl named Karina Kaboom, who I believe is a drama channel that covers Amberlynn Reed videos now, but we're not talking about her right now. I continue. She stated that we forced people to sign a contract saying that they would only give positive reviews of the brand, which was not true whatsoever. Her video felt like a tirade versus an honest review and had a lot of foul language, which for me at the time was shocking to hear. In privacy, I said that she was, quote, the ugliest person, unquote, meaning the way she came across and the language she used, not her looks. However, I understand how that could be received differently. That Snapchat of me saying that was posted without my permission. A few days later, I made a statement on the company blog and my Instagram explaining what I meant, and in parentheses it says that it was her demeanor and not her physical looks, and took responsibility for what I had said. I also reached out to Karina privately, but she blocked me. During this time, I was speaking and texting with Jaclyn regularly, both as a friend and helping her to get her brand off the ground. I texted Jaclyn and apologized if she was getting hate because of the situation. She specifically told me that she was not and agreed that the situation was being blown out of proportion. She continued to call and text me for about 2 months, asking me how much money she was making. For my business context, that could help her, and normal friendly conversations. Jaclyn was paid very generously by my brand. In total from Gerard Cosmetics, she made well over $500,000. She was paid 30% commission plus a royalty for every unit sold from the 4 shades in the collection. She did not work on the formulas, packaging, branding, or anything else with her collab other than choosing the colors. And I would just like to say, this whole $250,000 thing, extortion, whatever you want to call it, and you're making $500,000 from 30% and royalty fees, and all you had to do was pick a color. I wish that somebody offered me a chance to just pick a color and make $500,000. You know how easy that would be? And Jaclyn Hill is so ungrateful, in my personal opinion, that she went out of her way to be like, oh, well, my shades are so popular, I think I deserve $250,000. When in reality, Jaclyn, it is not your brand, first of all. Secondly, you picked colors. I don't know what to tell you. Jen's post concludes as the following. On July 31st, 2015, I received this email from Jaclyn stating that she did not want things to, quote, get dirty or get messy, unquote, and ending our collaborations and demanding $250,000. It felt like extortion to me considering her commission was well above the industry standard 10 to 50%, and she was getting royalties. She had been paid handsomely for the little bit of work she had done. We had a friendship, and she often articulated that she was more than pleased with the percentage that we offered her. I was very hurt and felt betrayed by someone I thought I had a close relationship with. I had helped her start her own brand, even making appointments and driving her to cosmetic labs, knowing that it could most likely cost my brand a significant amount of revenue because I cared for her and wanted her to succeed. When I stated that was not part of the agreement and denied the $250K, she proceeded to make a video of me and my brand, which greatly damaged my reputation. After her Snapchat, creators that showcased our products were harassed. Slanderous articles were written about me, indicating that Karina Kaboom incident was the reason for the split, and I later heard that Jaclyn was blocking opportunities for creators and retail partners. At the end of the day, Jaclyn has left her wake a long list of women who either got in her way or stood up to her. Again, there is so much more that will be coming out. As some of you know, last year has been an emotionally difficult one for me. My home burned down last August, and earlier this year I slipped on the ice and broke my ankle, which required surgery, and I was unable to walk for 4 months. After nearly dying in a house fire, I am at the point in life where I just don't care what people have to say about me. If I had died, the truth would have died with me. Since I'm still here, I'm going to do what I can to keep any more women from being destroyed by Jaclyn. And then I am going to show you this email that Jen posted in the Reddit post. And it's an email between her and Jaclyn, and it reads as follows. It says, "Hey Jen, I just think that we can take care of this on our own and make it fast and easy process. Getting lawyers involved is going to make this messy, long, and dirty. With that being said, my likeness will continue to be attached to 1995, Rose Hill, Buttercup, and Buttercream, since they are all colors that I created / name and branded on my YouTube channel, and I'm willing to allow their sale on GerardCosmetics.com in exchange for $250,000. I am aware that my colors are top sellers and will continue to be lucrative for your business, and that people will continue to recognize these shades as my creation. If we cannot agree on a buyout, I will respectfully request that these colors be removed. Jaclyn." And I would just like to say, once again, Jaclyn, she's not gonna watch this video, guys, don't worry. I would just like to say, it's not your brand. You don't get to make those calls. Not that you know about owning your brand, because you lied about that. Extorting $250,000 for picking colors, I think that's a little bit insane. You're getting 30% plus royalties. I think that's well more than what you deserve. Again, for picking colors. So that was Jen Gerard saying what she had to say about Jaclyn Hill. A couple days went down the road, and both Marlena and Jen have been on the Sesh podcast with, I think, Kendall Ray, and I think all those people. So if you want to look at those podcasts, I will link them also in the description below. And I think I got a blackjack in this clip, guys. I think I did. Don't remember, but I think I did. Anyway, so now let's get to the meat and potatoes of this whole video, which is Jaclyn's post on the Jaclyn Hill Snark account. And it's really long, guys. I'm sorry for all the reading, but I feel like all this is very important. So it reads as follows. And now let's get into this meat and potatoes of this video, guys, which is pretty much the post at Jaclyn Hill, or someone we believe to be Jaclyn Hill, posting on this Snark Reddit account. So it reads as follows. It says, "Hey Jen, out of context, this sounds awful. So I'm sorry if the reasoning behind my email didn't make sense. I went through our conversations, and the reason behind my request was I had noted that if you wanted to continue to use my name and likeness, I request an overall buyout versus monthly affiliates. As you know, I had made over $600,000 with you through my affiliates / creating lip products with you. So I was correlating the $250,000 payments with the inventory left over only if you wanted to continue to use my name and likeness. I had noted that if you went on to sell without my name and likeness, then we could separate amicably in terms of how we ended. You did end up removing my name and likeness in connection with the products, so there was no need for payment. We did reach out once, as there were active banner ads using my name and likeness years later, but that was it in terms of our conversations. Marlena, in our last exchange regarding the collaboration is attached. Up until the end of August 2018, I understood us to be on good terms as you had offered additional collaborations, expressed gratitude, and noted what seemed to be a positive response for the collaboration not continuing. I understood from speaking to you that you had got a plan in place for the palettes and shades, and it wouldn't be an issue moving forward. If you had told me that it would be a brand closing situation, we would have made it work. But from our phone conversation and the email you wrote after, I truly thought it was fine. We did continue to work together in 2017 and into 2018. Your team even built a quote Jaclyn Hill favorites page unquote for your site, which contributed to be utilized for MG sales. This should show you I thought everything was good between us because I continue to support your brand. I can see where I was naive of me to think everything was okay, but hopefully that provides context to you on why I did. I did continue a friend, and I've never denied the relationship you introed me to and don't plan to. I will say though, I did not work with the lab you think I did in Los Angeles for my lipsticks that you warned me about. I noted that to you when you posted a video saying that you warned me about the lab. But after that text clearing up that I didn't use that lab, you blocked me. For reference, I actually worked with the lab you introed me to and recommended it to me based in Florida. End of August 2018, I came to you as you gave a statement to a drama channel around our 2015-2016 collaboration. Up until then, I was under the impression we were on overall good terms. I am attaching that quick exchange. At that point, you told me that your words had been twisted, but you did have hurt feelings around me due to our collaboration and me not reaching out as much. Granted, I think you understood why given what I was going through personally, but I do admit I did do a terrible job at being an overall friend to you and many others in my life at the time. I remove a part of that convo, but continue to directly given it involves other creators. At the end, I asked what I could do to make it right, and we both agreed that we should have had these conversations years earlier at the time of us not continuing the collaboration, versus 2 years later. I'm sharing part of that conversation here. Again, happy to share all direct with you, but don't want to share publicly given it involves other creators. I shared with you I planned to do a video, and you shared you were okay with that. We seemed on good terms again, but a few days later, instead of coming to me to tell me that you felt I didn't share things correctly, you went to Twitter instead. From your text, you felt I wasn't being honest, and I asked you to elaborate. You didn't at the time. But either way, you have the right to voice your opinion on any platform you want. I just wish, as a friend in all of this, you would have come to me first. I've never been someone to immediately go to the internet and speak on my friends without speaking to them about it, and I've always voiced my concerns privately first, including with us. However, we didn't have one issue that was addressed privately first in our friendship. Instead, I would see your public opinion on me on the internet, then I'd text you and you cleared things up with me privately, and then it happened again. We did set up a phone call, but we ended up not speaking because you canceled the phone call. Then 2 weeks later, I got an update that someone on your team had leaked our emails around the collaboration. The one email I shared earlier was not included in those leaked emails. I do think it's overall an important email for others to see to make their judgment on my lack of understanding. We had issues from early 2016 to mid 2018. I can obviously see where I was communicating poorly and there was a lack of back and forth, but there was also a lot of text and phone exchanges as well as that weren't shared. We both agreed there was context missing on our communication. After our text conversation, I understood we were on good terms again, and you sent me several nice texts over the holidays. I admit, in terms of checking in, you were a much better friend than me during that time. I was not in a good place and not a good friend to anyone with everything going on. After that, I didn't hear from you again after the holidays. Instead, 6 months later, I saw you spoke out publicly versus trying to reach out to me privately first. Then when I did try to speak to you, you blocked me. In the end, I recognize where the anger you both have comes from. If I could, I would now change and handle things differently. But I can't. Marlena, I've apologized to you several times in depth via phone, email, text for the way our collaboration went down. At this point, it seems our private conversations are working, so this is me publicly apologizing, joining Reddit and in writing in a public forum where I know I am not liked, and the people in here will spend time tearing every word of this apart. This is not me trying to have my, quote, fans jump in quickly for public support. I don't want anyone sending you hate. That won't make the situation better for anyone. I'm just trying to paint a clearer picture as to what went on from my perspective, as well as take accountability. Just a spoiler alert, Jaclyn Hill really doesn't take accountability. It sounds more so like she's like, oh my god, but I was such a good friend, can like you forgive me, unquote? And that's kind of like the energy she's giving. Anyway, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life and my intention was to never hurt either of you. I hope you truly know that. However, even though that wasn't my intention, that's what happened. And I apologize for that. I wish you both the best in terms of Jen continuing with Gerard Cosmetics and Marlena with your new brand. I mean, Jaclyn, to be fair, if you didn't like screw her over, she would still have her old brand. But anyway, and at this point, guys, there's like 20 screenshots that Jaclyn Hill posted in her Reddit post. I'm not gonna read them all. That's a lot. Like I already read like a lot as it is, but I'm gonna leave up every text message conversation, these emails, like 5 seconds. But pretty much it's Jaclyn basically showing that in these text messages, at least, that her and Marlena were like cool. But to be fair, trying to be mean over the phone is probably not Marlena's style. Or like dragging her over the phone. That doesn't seem like something she would want to do. It seems like she was trying to be professional. I don't know, it just seems like the friendship wasn't there anymore. It just seemed like she was just trying to like keep the peace. But that's just my personal opinion. So after, Jaclyn posted her post, both Jen and Marlena did respond to this post on Reddit. So I'm just gonna read Jen Gerard's response first, and it reads as follows. Not sure if this is a place to post this, but here it is. Dear Jaclyn, come on Jaclyn, it's me. I know your tactics and I've been harmed by your greed. While I would be more than willing to accept a genuine apology, it is apparent that you are incapable of giving one. You are sorry, quote, if the reasoning behind your email didn't make sense. It made plenty of sense, girl, and this is not how you apologize after spending years trying to destroy someone. I will not stand for the gaslighting or the lies. We both know that you attempted to extort $250,000 after your face and name had already been removed from our website. The intention of your email is made clear by your actions at the time and since. We both know you bashed me on Snapchat and every other chance you got, both in the comments and behind the scenes. Did you think no one would tell me that you were trying to block my opportunities? Not everyone is under your spell, Jaclyn. Some of us wake up, albeit some of us not until after you have rolled over us. You have a pattern of destroying other women in your path. You took extra pleasure in squashing me as punishment for not going along with your program. I am my own person and would not participate in awful things you did to others. Your selfishness and greed have hurt myself, Gabby Rose, Marlena, and Kalyn, Becca, and too many others. They have yet to come forward, but that is their story to tell and not mine. But you and I both know that there are many more. Since an apology is only valid when followed by changed behavior, I will wait, but not hold my breath to see it. And yeah, just once again, this was really bad move by Jaclyn Hill. Just make a video if you really wanted to just address everything. Because going to a Reddit account acting like, oh my god, I'm going to this place that people hate me. I am so like that girl. Like I am totally taking responsibility by going to the place where people don't like me. Which, if you really think about it for like 2 seconds, that makes zero sense. And it's probably like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. So like I said, Marlena Stell also responded to the post by Jaclyn Hill, and it reads as the following. So Marlena Stell also made a response to this post by Jaclyn Hill, and it reads as follows. Jaclyn, although I appreciate you responding, I'm tired of the gaslighting you've always done as you cherry pick parts of conversations to fit a narrative that suits you. We spoke after I found out you had taken Linda to all the manufacturers I connected you with, not just one. And for those that do not know, Linda is basically the one that got Jaclyn into Morphe and like the Morphe collaboration. So that's who Linda is. I've known since right after your lipsticks launch with Lab you used because my vendors all told me, and I knew anyways when I saw the pictures you post inside the facility. When our collab fell through, I wasn't trying to harbor hard feelings even though I knew the financial wreckage that would follow. I took that hit in silence and made the best situation I could from it because I knew I should have made you sign that contract. But I trusted you as a friend, not just for business. A hard lesson that I'm glad I learned as it made me a wiser person today, so I'm grateful for that lesson. It wasn't the financial devastation that hurt me the most anyways. It was the betrayal of you using me to get information and sharing that with a competitor, then kicking me to the curb. I told you this privately, Jaclyn, before I ever spoke up publicly, and your response was, "What do you want me to do, Marlena?" That's not a real apology. So much happened after those texts that opened my eyes long before we got to today. I was called by Becca's lawyers and found out you stole their packaging concept and used with Morphe. I found out from many of my vendors that you brought Linda to all of them. I found out you lied about pulling pallets mislabeled as vegan and suddenly restocking. I found out you lied about JC even being your brand. I could go on with the lies I found out later, but that will require a novel to be written. My eyes are now opened up to the person I thought I knew versus the person you actually are. I felt like a fool believing what you said versus what you were actually doing behind closed doors. You've had the opportunity for years to contact me privately. My email has been the same. I have multiple social media accounts, and there's even a contact button on the Makeup Geek site you could have used. But it's silent. Just like you stated, you contacted Kalyn as well, but you didn't. I'm tired of the gaslighting and the lies, Jaclyn. I wish you no ill will and have finally gotten the closure I need by speaking up. I'm tired of seeing other women hurt as well. Until your actions align with your words, they are just that, hollow words. So I know that was a lot to read. Sorry. Again, I'm sorry. I hope that at least the gaming footage wasn't that boring and it kept you locked in the video. So sorry, I'm gonna definitely try to find a way to make this not as, I don't know, intimidating, I guess. Anyway, so I guess my thoughts about this is, it's not my apology to accept, even though it wasn't an apology. Again, I don't know if you guys have watched the movie Mean Girls. I think a lot of us are around the age where we have watched Mean Girls. But Jaclyn Hill definitely gives me Regina George vibes, where she was definitely the mean girl behind the scenes. But, when it came, I think it was that one scene where it was the burn book and Regina George just took all the pages and put it around the school. That's kind of like what Jaclyn Hill's doing here, where she's trying to make herself seem like the victim, when in reality, she's not. So I kind of want to transition into cozy and the all thing coz thing once again, because I really don't want what Kalyn Nicholson went through to go away, because I don't think that's fair to, her and her fans and the people that really built up her brand, just for Jaclyn to take the name, and not only take the name, but then went to say she's gonna go shut it down, not even a year after stealing Kalyn's brand. And again, I just think there's some level of crudiness that I just can't fathom with that. So let's go to the next part where we're talking about cozy once again. So if you made it this far, welcome. Hi. Are you awake? Are you exercising? Are you cooking breakfast? Are you cooking dinner? If you're cooking, let me know what you're having, because I want some, because I'm really hungry. It's 3 a.m. I'm a little bit elevated. Didn't need to tell you that, but I told you anyway. Anywho, so I just want to once again talk about the cozy thing once again, because I know it's been talked about a lot, but if we stop talking about it, I feel like Jaclyn Hill really will get away with it. And in my absence, I did see that Jaclyn Hill was both closing the Cozy brand and Jaclyn Cosmetics, which, by the way, is not her brand. But we're not going to rehash that. Anywho, I think at this point, Kalyn was on a social media break, and I think she still is right now. So I don't think she's watching this video, but Kalyn, if you're watching this, I hope you're doing well. And whatever you're doing next, I hope it succeeds like 20 times more than All Things Co's ever did, because this was not fair to you. But I do want to read the statement she wrote on her second channel, which is the Kalyn's Coffee Talks and Flows. I just want to go back a second though, because in this video that I'm talking about where Jaclyn is closing her brands, I'm gonna play the clip for you here where she calls Kalyn a small Canadian creator and doesn't even say her name.
So as a lot of you guys may know, there is a Canadian creator, and she had an online digital platform called All Things Co's. And Co's was spelled the same way as my brand, K-O-Z-E. So at the time, I hired a trademark attorney to make sure that whatever name my team and I came up with for my brand was gonna be able to be used legally. We came up with over 100 different names. Everything was taken. We created names from scratch, taken. Everything was trademarked until we came up with the name Cozy, spelled K-O-Z-E. My attorney told me, trademark is open. It's all yours. Great. Where I personally messed up as an owner, as a founder, as a CEO, was not doing my own due diligence on the social media side of things. I was not made aware that there was a smaller Canadian creator with an online platform that had that exact same spelling within the brand name. Until we had placed an order for everything, for the blankets, for the robes, for the pajamas, for the socks, for the slippers, and that's when I was made aware of the spelling being the same. The second that I was made aware of the situation, my team and I reached out to her directly to try to make this right, and we never heard back from her. And I completely understand why, because I would be pissed off if I was her as well. All right, the situation sucks. I'm just giving you my perspective of what happened behind the scenes of the camera. So I wanna let you guys know what you can expect to see from Jaclyn Roxanne and Cozy as these two brands are shutting down. It's not as easy as just going into the warehouse and turning off the lights and saying, everybody go home, the brands are closed. We have placed POs months and months ago that we are committed to. I also have a team of employees out here in Tampa at the warehouse. They depend on these salaries to feed their families. So it's not like I'm just laying everybody off and saying, we're done, go home. Everybody has a heads up. Everybody has a chance to figure out what they want to do while we are shutting down and having this open, transparent conversation with not only my employees, but my followers as well. You will see massive sales hitting the website. You'll also see a couple of new things coming to the website. Like for instance, I have a collection. I'm actually wearing one of the necklaces right now that's launching, I believe, this week. And then we have some blankets, like another robe coming in as well. We committed to these purchase orders earlier in the year before I finally made this decision. So you'll see a few new things trickle in as we are shutting things down. And then as we sell through, you will see everything come to a complete close in the next couple of months.
Just if you're one of those Jaclyn Hill stans that thinks she's very relatable and she's so nice, small Canadian creator. 1 million subs is a small Canadian creator. If that doesn't tell you that Jaclyn Hill is very number oriented and money oriented, this video is not for you. Honestly, I don't know how you even made it as far as a Jaclyn Hill fan when I'm literally titling this something where I'm criticizing Jaclyn Hill, but then the same fans will comment on these commentary videos and say we're obsessed. So let me just read Kalyn's response right here, and it says the following. It says, "Hey everyone, I've been made aware of the rehashed topic of Cozy last night, and while it was an overtired cocktail of fury and humor, I slept on it so I didn't do or say anything impulsive. In reality, the anger I feel is just my own residual frustration towards myself for not trademarking before any of this happened and naively believing someone who wouldn't do that consciously to a fellow brand owner within the YouTuber space. Though it would be easy to project my bitterness in that direction, it really has nothing to do with this other person. Many lessons learned. My point of posting this, however, comes from the fact that none of my inboxes across my emails or social media platforms have any form of contact in attempts to reach out about this misunderstanding. I'll give the benefit of the doubt I could somehow be missing the message, but I'm not finding or seeing anything anywhere, question mark. And I just want to say, this isn't like the first time. I think Marlena Stell, I think in her post said the same thing that Jaclyn Hill, or whenever Marlena Stell brought up this before, Jaclyn Hill really didn't reach out, but even though she said she did, and I know in the video that she said she reached out to Kalyn and said she didn't hear anything back, but personally for me, I'm more inclined to believe Kalyn about this whole thing because Jaclyn Hill has been a proven liar. So if the track record follows, she never reached out to Kalyn and she just wanted to make herself sound good. It concludes as follows, saying, I'm on a social media app detox this month. Otherwise, I'd be posting this to my Instagram or TikTok. If I'm honest, a very frustrated and annoyed side of me wants to stitch together a lot of inconsistencies in the narrative now versus a few months ago when the brand dropped and show a dive into my empty boxes. But again, that would just be projected hurt energy and tossing myself further into the icky cocktail of digital drama. I know it won't do my karma any good, and anything further than typing this will be a waste of my limited free time and energy. I just wanted to at least state that I never received any form of contact and that I will now be going back to my relaxing thoughts. What a year. Well, 9 months actually. Thank you so much for your support through it all. Cheers, Kalyn. That is, I think it's really disappointing that everybody is so mature in this situation, except the main person that needs to be mature in this situation. And something as simple as like being fact checked about contacting somebody, and the person that she said she contacted is like, I didn't receive anything, but these, I don't know, these stands, whatever you want to call them, want to say Jaclyn Hill is the most relatable person in the world. She's so honest, she's so kind, she's so caring. I try not to insult stands much, but as far as the whole cozy thing goes, it's really sucky that it's now trademarked, so Kalyn can't even get her brand back. So even if she tried to use all things cozy again, Jaclyn would probably try to, I don't know, make a lawsuit out of it. I don't know about the legal ramifications from Canadian to USA. I know that in Canada it is harder to get a copyright for yourself, from my understanding. Again, it's just a terrible situation overall, and I just hope that in all of this, like all these business owners, that again, they're all women, but Jaclyn is like so positive and she's so like, yes, women power this, women power that. How can you say that when you screwed over every person that considered you a friend? I don't have a joke for that. I just don't understand the mentality you have to do something like that to all these people that trusted you. So I guess in conclusion, I guess this was more so like, I really hope Kalyn's like what she went through, I hope that also doesn't get lost in the sauce. Because as we have seen from, you know, the many MUAs of the world, the James Charles of the world, just like all these problematic people, if enough time passes and like nobody talks about it, people will act like it's not a big deal when you try to bring something up years later. So I really, you know, I'm not gonna like keep doing this over and over again, but I do hope the conversation about all this keeps going until we see actual accountability from Jaclyn Hill, because personally for me, I don't see it happening. That's kind of it for all the notes I have, and pretty much we're gonna head to the last like section of this video where I just kind of give my final thoughts about everything. So in conclusion, then this is just my personal feelings about Jaclyn Hill as a person, you know, the lack of accountability, where do we go from here, like what really should happen next. And honestly, what should happen next is accountability, like actual accountability. I I didn't say this earlier, but I feel like the whole going to Reddit thing was also a little bit calculated, because if she posted a video trying to address this, or even went to Instagram or Twitter to address this, like, it would not end well in the public eye. So to me, and this is just my personal opinion, it feels like she went to like the least populated area. So if somebody tries to call her out about this again, she can just say, oh, I addressed it, so you can find my response there, and then call it a day. Which is, in a way, a very manipulative tactic, where trying to control the narrative, control the reaction. And I will say credit to the Snark Reddit page, where they had to shut down the comments, because this apology or whatever it may be was for Jen and Marlena only. So big ups to that, because I've seen some Reddit accounts, some Reddit forums where it's very hectic in there. So big props to that. I personally, I don't believe Jaclyn Hill. I think that was kind of obvious throughout the whole video. There was nothing that that proved to me that she learned anything. She feels bad. If anything, she's more so upset that this was brought to light, and like people won't, like Marlena and Jen just won't let it go. It definitely gives off the vibes that like Jaclyn Hill is like more so bothered that she has to address this, when if you just addressed it in a video, address everything in a video, just leave your truth there and just let it be. Letting things drag out, and then playing dumb and just being like, oh well, I didn't know about this small Canadian YouTuber, even though as a CEO or whatever you want to call yourself, Google is free. It's free. That's not a joke. I mean, I can link the Google in the description box below. You could just type Google. Have you guys ever searched Google on Google, by the way? It's very interesting. Anyway, so I remember also in this this closing brands video, Jaclyn Hill was like, oh well, I didn't take the time as a CEO, like whatever, to like do the research myself. And right there is pretty much a self-report to me, where she's just basically admitting that she doesn't put full effort into anything she does. Because if you were opening up something that was like your legacy, or like the next big thing for you, wouldn't you want to do everything you can on your own first before you really commit to something? I don't know. It just seems like business 101. And for those that try to come for me, I did take entrepreneurship in college, pass it with a B. So I kind of know what I'm talking about here. Like, she had a lot of opportunities to do the right thing. And even like almost a year later, she hasn't. And if you're trying to defend Jaclyn Hill and say that she took accountability, like she feels bad, she's sorry, and all I have to say to that is, show me where she feels bad, show me where she's changing, show me if, like, I don't see the change. If you see the change, if I don't know, I don't see it. If you see it, you can gladly tell me in the comments below. I just don't see Jaclyn Hill ever changing. She's always going to seem money hungry to me. She's always going to seem like she's about the numbers, because once again, 1 million subscribers on a channel is just considered small to her. And then walking over all these other women to get to the top, and then acting like she did nothing wrong. If that is someone you want to support, where they are destroying other people's companies to get to the top, and you're okay with that, then I'm sorry, this channel is not the place for you. in conclusion, once again, it is Malcolm. That's me. That is Beetlejuice over there. Don't say his name 3 times, please. My cat is sleeping under my tripod, which, fun fact, this is my second time recording this because the first time I recorded it was on a different camera. The camera crapped out on itself in 12 minutes in. I got really pissed off. I sat on it for an hour. I took a hit. I felt better. Now I'm here and we're at the end. So thank you if you made it this far. If you watched this in parts, also great. Glad to see that you're here. If you're new, welcome. If you're old, thanks for staying around. And I really don't have anything else. So once again, it's Malcolm. That's me. I'm glad that you're here. Happy school, if that's what you're doing, if you're going back to school. Happy Labor Day. This will be out before Labor Day. I have nothing else. Without further ado, I wish you well. I wish you good health. And I'll see you again next time.